Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ade. If you're a new subscriber, you're welcome. My name is Ade. I film about faith, motherhood and lifestyle. And if you're an existing subscriber, thank you ever so much for always coming back. Thank you for your support, your love, your likes, your comments, every single thing. I really do appreciate. Now into this video, as you can see from the title, is another story time video. Honestly, I also like sharing stories. Okay, I also love story time videos. I'm sure you guys are going to really enjoy this and learn. Like I always say, story time videos is not just to laugh and do all of those things. I'm always about also learning something from that story or from that experience. Now if you're interested in any of this, definitely keep on watching. Hi, welcome back. Yes, like I said, it's going to be another story time video, a story time of when I was kicked out. Why was I kicked out? Why would somebody even kick me out? I'm going to be sharing in today's video. Now, okay, so I'm just going to back up a little bit. So this happened when I was studying. I came to England for my master's program. So I came in the year 2014 September. I was studying and before my course commenced, obviously you need to get an accommodation, but I couldn't get anything from this. I couldn't get any accommodation within the with any of the schools accommodation or hostels, or I couldn't get anything like that. So I had to look for accommodation outside in town basically. So anyway, I found this house, and then I was with my uncle in London, so he drove me down to my uni, or where my uni was. So he drove me down with his family. We found this place. So I found the place before we drove down, obviously, and the person gave me an appointment to come that day. So I came. I loved the house. They also loved the house. So I was supposed to be sharing it. It was a 3-bedroom apartment with 2 sisters. Yeah, everything was good. I was living in the house. It was really beautiful house, like I said. Everything was fine. However, the house was owned by a couple. So I told the husband, I told the man, because it was the one that gave us his contact, to contact him if we needed anything at all. And it was also always coming to the apartment to fix one thing or the other, or to provide one thing or the other for us. Anyway, so he came, and he came that day to do something. So I just approached him to say, so I'm going to be calling him Mr. X, okay, and I'm going to be calling his wife Mrs. X. So Mr. X came, and I told Mr. X, Mr. X, can I please pay my rent at the end of the month instead of paying every 4 weeks? Now there's a difference between paying at the end of the month and paying every 4 weeks. And I remember what I was paying then. I was paying £270 every. And if you, let me just put this, use this as an example. So if I pay on the 25th this month, so it meant that next month it might be 23rd or 23 or 22nd or 21, depending on that 4 weeks rota anyway. But I wanted to pay on a particular day every single month anyway. So I told him, and he said, oh, okay, but the contract said every 4 weeks and everything like that. So I told him, oh, well, please, I just came into England and my parents were supporting me. You can imagine sending £270 monthly. It was a lot of money. I told him, and he said, oh, okay, no problem, that's fine. So I never owed him. I was just paying at the end of. So I paid in September when I came. I paid £270 for deposit and £270 for rent for September. Okay, so for October, I think I paid on the 4 weeks rota that he gave me, and in November I paid on a particular at the end of the month, like I told him, or like I explained to him. And in December I paid at the end of the month as well. But by January 2015 I had gotten a job, so I just told my parents I'll be able to support myself by God's grace from January, as I've gotten a job. They were happy, everyone was happy. I was also happy, because that would be a great relief for them as well. Anyway, so I continued my job. So because I told him earlier that I was going to be paying at the end of the month, and he gave me this 4 weekly rota for the whole year. And because I'd gotten a job, and so I just started paying him every 4 weeks, just like he has in the rota he gave me. So if I pay him in January, I take February, I take, and all of those things. Anyway, fast forward to summer period of that year 2015. I wanted to look for another apartment, but for some reason the Spirit of God was just telling me, just stay here, just stay here, just wait a bit more, it's not time to move. But I just wanted to leave, because I had some issues with the two sisters, like I said, that I was living with in the house. You know, when someone's values don't align with yours, there's always a clash or a problem or a challenge. Anyway, so I just wanted to leave. So I was looking for apartments. I couldn't get any apartment, and he just called me up one day during the summer to say, oh, hi Ade, so for the summer period, May, June, July, you don't have to pay full rent. So I didn't have to pay £270, just pay me £135, because you're a student and it's summer period. That's how we do it. Or just told me that was how he had always done it. So I was happy with myself, and I just sat down and I said to myself, like, oh my God, I wish I had listened to the Spirit of God when he told me, like, stop searching, it is not time to leave, or it's not time to move. You know, I just told myself that, what if I had even found him? Thank God that God was actually blocking ways for me to get another apartment at that point in time. Anyway, so I was just happy. I was able to save a lot of money. You can imagine saving half your rent. So I saved a lot of money. I was so happy with myself. I was working, I was still studying and everything. Fast forward to September of 2015. So he called me up one day and told me, oh, okay, come and sign another contract. So before you move into a place, you sign a tenancy agreement. So in my previous tenancy agreement was for 1 year. So he told me, come and sign another tenancy agreement for another year. So I just told him, look, my study is for a year plus, 1 year plus. So I wouldn't be here for another 1 year, because I would have finished my studies. And then he said, oh, he didn't know, because I was doing my master's program, obviously, and the other two girls were undergrads. So he told me, oh, he didn't know about that, blah 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 blah. So I think that one just went like that. So out of the blues, Mrs. X called or something and told me I was owing. And then I told her, I'm not owing you. So I tried to check my bank account, and I was checking, and I was telling her the dates I had paid. And look, guys, I am a very, very meticulous person. Like, I don't joke with my payments. I have the date of my direct debits up here. Like, I don't forget payments at all. Not for any reason. Okay, so I told her, I checked my bank account, and I was telling her, look, at this particular date, I paid for this, I paid in this month, I paid this in this month, I paid this. And she just kept telling me, you're owing. So I just got frustrated, like, I am not owing you, I've paid you. I pay every month. I pay on the days your Mr. X told me to pay. And we just kept on going back and forth. So Mr. X then now sent me a message and told me, oh, you have to leave and all of that. Oh, my wife told me what happened, blah blah blah, you have to leave, this. Guys, I was broken. Okay, I felt really bad. I'm like, God, like, what's happening right now? I can't start looking for a place in September when my program is finishing in September. And good story, I got a job in September. So I got an internship program sponsored by Santander Bank for 3 months. I got a business internship program. So yeah, so I needed to stay somewhere, obviously, to do the internship program, and then I'll then know whether I want to move on to another study, or I want to move back to my home country after my master's program. Anyway, so I had my uncle in London, like I said, so it wasn't reasonable for me to be coming from London to where I was studying to come to work every day. Like, it didn't make any sense. But I knew that God was still keeping me in that city where I was doing my program for a reason. And funny enough, I think that was the period. See the way God works. Anyway, let me continue my story. Let me continue my story. So he told me I had to move on a particular date in September. So I think on a particular date in September anyway. So I was broken, I was down, I was looking for a house. I couldn't find. It was just hard. It was just hard. I remember it was just hard. I remember feeling down, crying like, God, what is going to happen now? I was so down. So anyway, he told me to leave on a particular day, and on this so anyway, so in September, I think the first Sunday in September, yes, definitely the first Sunday in September, because that's when the church does its monthly Thanksgiving. So this lady, Kenny, Sister Kenny, if you're watching this video, thumbs up and shout out to you. Thank you for allowing God to use you in my life, okay? Anyway, so she came up and Kenny was sharing a testimony about how she had gotten an apartment. See the way God works and links people together. See, guys, let me tell you something. Let me just pause right here and just tell you that if you are in a fix, okay, if you are in a state that you feel like God has forgotten or abandoned you, or there is no way, there is no longer a way out, I'm here to tell you that this God is too faithful to fail. Like, when you get to a point and you look left, right, and center and feel like there is no longer a way out for you, God will miraculously open up a door that you never even know existed. And that is simply because his ways are not your ways and his thoughts are far higher than yours. Point blank. Okay? That is one moral of this story. God will always come true for you. Anyway, moving on. So she did this testimony, and I just approached her. That, oh, you just got an apartment. Can you introduce me to your housing agency and all of that? And she told me, actually, I'm looking for a roommate. Check that out. That is how I became Kenny's roommate. So anyway, that's how I became Kenny's roommate. So we moved in together. Kenny was, and I believe is still like a spiritual person. You know, we were living together, we shared ideas together. She was like my big sister. She's about 4 years older than I am, so she was like my big sister. You know, we talked about things together, and it was just all good. And right there that day, I was just thanking God that, God, like, I didn't have to go through the stress of, you know, going through any housing agency. I didn't have to go through the stress of paying a deposit, because obviously if you get a new place, you pay a certain amount for deposit and a certain amount for that month's rent. So I only had to pay that month's rent. Like, look at the way God just came through for me. And see the way God works, it works in mysterious ways. Honestly, I think it was that same month that I moved in with Kenny. Just the October that month was when I met my husband and we started talking / dating. So you can imagine if maybe I had given up on God or given up on myself and said, okay, I'm moving back to London. I'm not even staying in this city. So that's why I said God was keeping me in that city for a reason. So God does things for reasons. Okay? God does things for reasons. Yeah, so that's the story of how I was kicked out and how God came through for me at the right time. At the right time. Like, it was, God is never late, okay? It comes true for you at the point when you need him the most, at that point, you know. So yeah, that's the story. I hope you guys have enjoyed this story time video. If you want more story time videos, please let me know in the comment section. Share this video, like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in my next one. Also, do not forget to follow me on my social media handles at Adeoye Agwegwe on Twitter and on Instagram. I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay blessed. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye.